Hello friends, Bishop Tom Dowd here with another video of Catholic teaching in 10 minutes or less. In this video, I'd like to continue an analogy that I developed previously. I had already shown the analogy of the view screen. This was an attempt to explain what we mean when we say God is the creator. We mean that God is the source of being, the ground of being for everything else which exists. So God is not a being the same way that we are a being. We derive our existence, we depend for our existence on God as the source. So a bit like a view screen. If you have a view screen with pictures displayed on it, well, the pictures are not the screen. Both exist, but they don't exist in the same way. The screen is there whether or not there are pictures on it. The pictures depend upon the screen for their existence. The screen can be turned off and the pictures disappear. That happens, then one thing which definitely existed, but existed as pictures, stops existing, while the screen is always there as sort of the ground layer for the existence of whatever it is that is being displayed. So God, we say, is the source of being, the source of existence of everything else that is, a bit like a screen is the source of being for pictures or other things being displayed on it. But in this video, I'd like to take this analogy to another level, because it's true, we depend upon God for our existence, but God has created us not just to receive existence, but to participate in that creation. We are active, willful participants in the universe around us. We're not just on the receiving end. We have the opportunity to be part of the ongoing creation of the universe. And so how are we to understand this analogy, taking it to the next level? Well, I'm going to put aside my view screen and instead share with you what I call the analogy of the group chat. I'm sure many of us have participated in various kinds of group chat. Maybe typical apps for this would be like WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger. I mean, there are so many. Good old-fashioned text messaging, if you have a group, or even if it's just one-on-one, it's still a chat, right? And so to be able to engage in group chat, we get out our trusty cell phones. This is one of my old cell phones, or it could be on a desktop or a laptop computer. Regardless, we have a mechanism to then enter into this chat to which we are invited. So you have a group chat, and then you have the people who are participating in the group chat. I know, I'm such an awesome artist. Apologies for the stick figures. It's about the best I can do. But regardless, I think it gets the point across. The chat is not the same thing as the people. The people are there whether or not the group chat is happening. But the people are able to collaborate together to create this new thing which emerges from their interactions, which is called a group chat. So the people become the source through their interaction of this new thing, the combination, you might say, the product of all of their interactions together. So, if I take my cell phone, this is a view screen, right? Your average cell phone today is basically a view screen. So I can turn it on, and I can use it, like with the other screen, to just show pictures. This is a picture of a Mass that I had celebrated in our cathedral, Precious Blood. But I could also swap out the app. And so, for example, this is WhatsApp. I just opened WhatsApp. By opening that, it allows me to not just see images that are being displayed, but to participate in an interaction with others. So that is a group chat. It shows how, although we are part of the source, you might say, that God is creating, we derive our existence, we nonetheless have a capacity through interaction to create a new thing, to add something to this existence. God is still the ground of being, the source of it, but we're not just static pictures on the screen. Through our free will, our intelligence and free will, we get, within the context of our powers, within the context of our human nature, we nonetheless are able to be true co-creators within that layer of existence that God has given. You might say that there are 3 layers of existence. If you're going to look at a group chat, so consider the universe we're in being like one giant group chat. You have the chat members. So that would be you and me, us as intelligent beings, as beings possessing free will. We exist in this universe, but thanks to the fact that we possess this free will and this intelligence, we're not just puppets on strings. We have the ability to engage and bring something of ourselves to this universe. So the chat members, that's us. But of course, in order to use a chat, in order to be able to access one, we need apps. Whether it's on our phone or through a web browser, we've got to have access to the group chat. And so somebody out there has to be providing us with the apps. So there's the apps, the app developers, the whole app ecosystem. That's another layer. The group chat depends on its members, that's that layer, but on another layer below, it depends on all those who create the apps that allow us to access it. So the app developers, that's the side we don't see. I mean, I don't know how many of us actually know any app developers for group chat functions, that kind of thing. Maybe a few of us do, but I'm sure the vast majority of us have no idea who those people are, and it matters very little for the group chats that we're doing. Our knowledge of who they are matters little, but the fact that they're there is extremely important. So there's this layer. Finally, you have the layer of the actual infrastructure. So there we're talking hardware. We're talking phones. We're talking routers. We're talking fiber optic cables and satellite connections and the entire internet. All of that infrastructure, which if it didn't exist, starting from these devices, then group chats would be impossible, right? You just wouldn't be able to do them. So there's an infrastructure layer, which is necessary to have the app layer, which is necessary to have the actual group chat that the members can participate in to create the group chat itself. So in this analogy, the infrastructure layer, well, that's God. God is the source of being, just the ground of being like we had with the view screen. So you got to have that layer. There's us, who are the chat members creating the chat. The app layer, in this analogy, that would be the angels. The angels also participate in the universe. They participate in what we call the government of the universe. They participate in God's plan. They are also intelligent beings possessing free will. Not the same way we do. They're angels. We're human beings. But nonetheless, they provide a connection between the fundamental infrastructure layer that is God and us as members creating the chat. And just like with app developers, we may not know any personally. They may not even come to mind, but they're there and really important. So how all of these connect? Obviously, we only have so much time to do these videos, so please stay tuned. But we will see that our free will engages with God, and that causes an unfolding of the universe around us, what it is and the way it is. So stay tuned, and in the meantime, God bless all of you.